It was his wife's birthday. He called and told our team that we are coming in and my wife likes a Van Cleef bracelet. Can you go buy it and put it in the car? My manager calls me and says, can we do that? I said, was it illegal? He said, no. I said, was it unethical? He said, no. I said, now what is the question? He's a regular guest. Go purchase it and put it in the car for him.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome to the podcast. Most people don't, but you do. We have stories and conversations about people that are really remarkable, people that start companies maybe 30 years ago and have increasingly grown their revenue, grown their employee base, and grown their customer satisfaction year after year. We are thrilled to welcome to the show Mr. Kaye Gitibin. He is the CEO and founder of Go Rentals, joining us from Southern California. Kaye, just so glad. What an honor to be able to chat with you.
Thank you so much, Bart, and I appreciate the invitation and looking forward to chatting with you and enjoying the next 30 minutes with you.
We're going to spend at least 4 hours together because we like you so much already. I'm going to start off with some different questions. Go Rentals is described as an elite mobility rental service serving private aviation. And we will certainly get into how you and your brother started it 30 years ago with 2 vans and a dream to be the best rental car company there ever was. But as the name of our podcast, the name of our company, the name of our book is Most People Don't. I'm just curious because you've had amazing success. And this is just a moment to speak highly of yourself. Bear with me. What do you do, Kaye, that you think most people don't do?
Number one was surrounding yourself with great people that they know more than you. The second thing is learning from your failure. A lot of people tell me that, oh, you guys are successful, you have done that, you have done this. But I said, no, let's talk about the failures I had. The failure that I had, we had, me and my brother as a company, brought us here because we learned from it. Another thing was that my brother and I, we worked for 7 years, 7 days a week. Because when we started the business, we had the vision, but we didn't have the money. We didn't have anybody that they can fund us the money. We had to work and we had to make money and buy one extra car. Our goal was from beginning was to provide hospitality on wheels, which nobody has ever done that. There are amazing, great car rental companies at commercial airports. You go stand in line, you go up there, but there was no company that would give you 5-star service, give you a memorable arriving experience and a memorable departure experience, and a company that you can become part of the lifestyle. We want to be part of our guests' lifestyle. So whenever they need, we can serve them, not only when they come with a private jet, when they need a car at their home, when the kids are visiting. One thing that we did was building meaningful relationship, which one of the things that from day one, we did that. To this date, Bart, we haven't spent any money on advertising or marketing. Everything we have done was build a relationship with our guests, and they told their friends and family and business associate about Go Rentals.
Which is phenomenal. And congratulations to that. I was listening in part of the conversations. We need to give a shout out for Tiffany Allegretti with Bastion PR agency, because she was sharing information along the lines of that you reached out to us very thankfully because of our audience. Part of what you're sharing right now, Kaye, it's my Ritz-Carlton background. I was with him for 16 years. I've been speaking and a podcast host full-time now for 7 years. But what you were mentioning really resonates with me. And of course, many of our listeners too, top 2 to 5% podcasts globally. We have a lot of really great people that care about treating people well that are listening. Ritz-Carlton was all about the warm welcome and the anticipation of guest needs and then the fond farewell. There are so many organizations that don't even think about that, let alone a car rental company. I knew that we were aligned right off the bat, right when I started reading about you. I would like to understand the thought of why did you think 30 years ago, you and your brother, and pronounce your brother's first name, please?
Habbas.
Habbas. Why did you think luxury, service-oriented car rental 30 years ago?
So, Bart, when you go stay in a hotel, you can go stay at the 2-star hotel, or you can stay at the Four Seasons, Ritz-Carlton, Oman Hotel, Rosewood Hotel, Mandarin Orient. There is the different level of hotels that you can stay at. You go to store, you can go buy a purse from a market that sells it for $15, or you can go to Hermes and buy a purse for $50,000. You can go to a regular steakhouse, or you can go to Mastro's or Ocean 48 and have a beautiful steak. In car rental space, Bart, there was no differentiating factor between the car rental companies. They bought the same cars, the same fleet, hire from the same pool of people. The only difference is the color on the sign is different between the companies. There was no company that they would offer hospitality. There was no company that would offer 5-star service. Our vision was to create a business that our successful families, when they travel, time is important for them. From 30 years ago, we knew that time in future is going to be so valuable. How can we save time for our clients?
You're anticipating what the future needs might be, but I'm real curious, were you passionate about hospitality before that? Did you grow up in the hotel world, in the restaurant world, in the service world?
We grew up with a family that my mom, when guests would come to our house, she would throw a red carpet for them. She would do anything to make sure when they left, they had an amazing experience. That showed us from day one that what hospitality was about.
Your mom taught you. Your mom taught you.
Exactly. She wanted to make sure that if the guest was coming to our house, she knew what they wanted to eat, so she would cook that food for them, not cook the meal that we wanted, or not cook the meal that she knew how to cook. She wanted to make a dish for the guests that what they wanted to have.
Yeah,
so from day one, it was engraved into our brain that when a guest comes to our home, it has to be treated with respect and make sure they have a memorable experience. And we brought that into the business, and we wanted to make sure we create a business that offers the same standards, anticipating the guest needs, making sure we go above and beyond. Before the guest asks, it needs to be there. For example, to this day, a lot of our guests come in and says, "How did you know I like red M&Ms in my car?" I said, "Because the last time you rented a car from us, you left a bag of M&Ms in there. And so we knew that's what you like. So next time you have that in the car. The bottled water in the car, the handwritten notes in the car." So we want to make sure we provide the hospitality on wheels. It's not about renting cars. It's the art around it, that from one of our trained hospitality team members that greet the guests from their arrival to departure, they're taking care. Every one of my team members, they go through the hospitality training. They go through how to talk to the guests, how to walk with the guests, how to hand the business card, how to make your eye contact, how to shake hands. Every little things we teach them to make sure that we make a great impression on our guests.
Besides the passion for hospitality learned from your mother, where did you learn the additional special touches, the handwritten notes, the preferences? I use the term notice, anticipate, and over deliver, which is a skill, because most people aren't paying attention. Most people aren't noticing. They're not barely delivering, let alone over delivering. You understood how to treat people, how to treat guests from your mother. Then did you study? Did you go to university? Did you study? In fact, you have an amazing accent, if I may ask. Where are you from originally?
I was originally born in Iran. I'm Persian. Left at the teenage years and came to US, and I studied here. I went to school, got my bachelor in business and then marketing. Then on top of that, I'm a service junkie. I love to have a servant heart. I love to take care of people. I love to take care of my team members. They come in. When they come to my office, I'll go get them water. So why you? I says, "You are in my office. You are my guest in my office. I'll take care of you. So you come here to meet me. It's a pleasure to have you here." And we looked and learned. I grew up started working at the restaurant business and trying to serve guests and making sure that they are well treated. That's being a service junkie. You notice things, you notice good things and the bad things. The bad things, it truly hurts me when I see that. And I'm always finding myself taking the servers and the managers to the side and it's the trainer in me doesn't let me walk away without giving my opinion and try to teach people. Sometimes they with open arms they accept. Sometimes it's not part of my job. It's all right. But when you're in the service industry, everything's part of your job.
No, you're right. You tend to then notice everything. And then you also have certain expectations because when you are a guest, you would hope that people would be kind and nice to you. And I share this story, Kaye, I'll share quickly with you. But the story is called A Cheeseburger Without Cheese. Very simple. I asked the audience, when you go into a restaurant and you order a cheeseburger without cheese, what would you hope the response to be? People really have to think about it. Or what would your response be? They'll start shouting out things. Right. You're basically telling me you want a hamburger. I'm like, that's the wrong answer. You don't want to hear that. What you're hoping to hear is, certainly, I'll get you the cheeseburger without cheese. How would you like that done? Would you like French fries with that? Nothing sophisticated, but just we're not correcting the customer because it is how the customer wants it. It's not about us, as you just said. And I love that explanation, Kaye, with your mother. You said, a guest is coming to the house. Your mom is cooking what the guest wants, not what Kaye wants, not what Habbas wants. It's about what the guest wants. And that is such a unique perspective. May I ask a personal question?
Yes.
Is your mother still living?
She is. She's
Can
still
you tell us?
Thanksgiving and Christmas and all the dinners. She's
wonderful. Wonderful. How has she reacted to the success of what you and your brother have started? Because it is based on service.
It's my mom and dad they're both alive, and we are thankful for that. They love that. They also see how hard we work. They appreciate that. At the same time, they say, why are you working so hard? So because I have a commitment to my team across the country. I have a commitment to my guests and my partners. And they understand that because my dad was in a business and he worked very hard. When we grew up, he worked 2 or 3 jobs to make sure he provides for us. We are not a stranger to hard work. And we enjoy, especially our job. People ask me, what do you do? I said, I do nothing because I love what I do. And I'm looking forward to go to work. There are times I come to work on Saturdays, Sundays because I love to be here and be with my team. And so working hard is part of our genes.
Oh, and I love that. When you started with you and your brother,
30
years ago, 2 vans and a dream, working 7 days a week. Were you both driving the vans? Is that how you started?
No, we were a rental company. We started with 7 vans. So we saw that there was a niche opportunity because it was hard to get vans. And we started with the renting vans, 7, 8, 11, 12, 15 passenger vans. Then across the street from us was the private jet center. They were called Newport Jet Center. We saw that they had a large car rental company in there, but that car rental company was not delivering the service. They were calling us. Then we stopped buying cars and we said, okay, this is what we want to do. And we didn't have anybody to teach us anything. We didn't know anything about car rental. That's why we didn't want to be a car rental company. Our name originally was Go Rent a Van. Then we changed it to Go Rentals because we started servicing private aviation and private jet centers. And we started building a relationship with charter companies and flight departments and flight management companies and become part of the infrastructure of aviation, general aviation.
I need to say congratulations because I think you received a Living Aviation Award.
Living legend.
Imagine the founder of a luxury rental organization is a living legend in aviation because of the service that you provide for the private jet industry.
And then I was talking to John Travolta, which is a living legend too, and they were part of the board of Living Legend. And when they chose me, I said, why me? Why did you choose me? Actually, I'm the only non-astronaut and non-pilot on that group. A year before me was Prince Harry from England got it, and Elon Musk is one of the living legends, and Jeff Bezos is. When they picked me, I said, why me? I said, because of your contribution that you and your brother, Habbas, and Go Rentals was done to private aviation. I was lucky enough to be selected by the group of living legends. And I'm very grateful for that. I cherish that for the rest of my life.
Of course. Congratulations.
Thank
There's when I first joined Ritz-Carlton, and Horst Schulze, the founder of Ritz-Carlton, was one of my first guests on this podcast. So you're in great company, my friend. You're in great company.
Thank you.
He came up with, I asked specifically, he came up with this statement, the statement, we are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen, meaning that regardless of what position a person is in, no matter how wealthy a guest, a client might be, if I'm serving them, I am equal to them because I am a gentleman or a lady that is professional at service. You're handling some extremely wealthy clients. Is that something that you need to remind your employees of, your team, that their position is very important and they deserve to be treated with respect? Has that ever come up?
Absolutely. We talk about it, Bart, every day, especially on my etiquette and corporate training that I do. I let first of all, I let our team know because they all come from college and they haven't been exposed to ultra high net worth guests. Some of them haven't been in the hospitality. So we teach them hospitality and we let them know first who our guests are. We have a training class, know your guests, who they are, what the expectations are, where they're coming from, what is the income level, what is the age bracket they're in, and they come with their families. Then at the same time, how do we respect ourselves as a service provider? They'll respect us. And you have to have the knowledge, you have to make sure you respect the guests, your behavior, your training that we are teaching you, you need to apply that to the guest experience. You remind them of that. It will take them a while because they get starstruck because they see the billionaires coming to our facility that they see them on TV only. They see athletes and entertainers, the Fortune 5, Fortune 1000 CEOs. These are people, after a while, they get used to it, but at the beginning, it's very hard for them because they're younger generation, but we talk to them on a regular basis. My location managers, they speak to them. Now they're very comfortable to work with and provide service to ultra high net worth because they don't look at us as a service provider because they come to us all the time. They look at us as a part of the family. You'd be surprised at how many of my team members have been invited to birthday parties and weddings and events of the ultra high net worth people because they love our team. They see them all the time. And we just had a owner of one of the major basketball team invited all of our teams to his suite.
Wow.
He sat with our team in his suite, luxury suite at the stadium and watched the game with us all day because, they feel we believe in our image being a ladies and gentlemen servicing them.
I want to just go back and reiterate a few things that you said, that you're teaching your team because they might come from different backgrounds. They might be younger. They might not have been exposed to high net worth individuals, to respect yourself. And that's not always easy. I love that as part of your training. Other things that I've learned so far from you is having the discipline to work hard 7 days a week if you need to, but enjoy what you're doing and enjoy the team. If you have a servant heart, realize that's a good thing. People don't need to take advantage of you because you're giving. You're giving because you like to see people receive. I want that our listeners to have that as a takeaway too, Kaye, from your story. And then the element of business. You were observant, you and your brother, Habbas, you were observant enough to understand what the need might be, realize that you weren't just thinking about today, you weren't just thinking about tomorrow, you were truly thinking about the future. What will people need? What exists? What does not exist? Where is there an opportunity? You and your team and your brother, you have excelled at finding that opportunity. And it's not about the car, just like it's not about the hotel room. Like you said, it's not about the steak. It's not about the bag. A $2,000 a night room in a hotel has a bed, and so does a $125 room per night also has a bed and a TV. It is about the service, the execution, the relationships, and truly then the saving of time and the reliability.
Experience.
The experience. Curious, is it difficult with today's labor force to be able to find great people? Can you give an insight as to maybe what you look for? How have you been able to find great people? Okay.
We have great team members. They they see that we are different than any other company out there. To be honest with you, sometimes I'm prejudiced. I said the service that we have is better than any 5-star hotels because we are proud of our service. We are very proud of our service. We are passionate about service. One thing, Bart, today we had our managers meeting today, and I talk about service until my managers get tired of hearing me. Then I talk more because I wanted to get really tired of me listening to me talking about service because it has become a culture for us. We want to make sure we bring people that they can fit into our family culture. I want to make sure when they come in, how proud they are of their relationship with their family, with their friends, how they want to be known as a person to their family members. I want them to know if you invite somebody to your home, how do you take care of them? I want to know if they have that servant heart, then we can polish it. But if they don't have that servant heart and that hospitality bone in the body, then we cannot insert that bone in them. We have to make sure that they understand the culture of our business. After so many years in business, when we talk to people, you understand who fits in, who doesn't. And our recruiting team, our HR team, they really know that how to pick the right people. We put them through the process of training. We watch them, how they walk. We watch them when they leave, how fast they walk. Are they dragging their feet or are they active when they're walking back? Are they proud? Is the shoulder back? Are they making eye contact? When they come to our reception, we look at it. Are they engaging with other people? Not talking to people that they lost 50% of the interview because they didn't get engaged with our people at the front desk. They didn't get engaged with the people in the lobby. We want outgoing people that they can talk to people. And so those are the 50% of the interview is when they come in, when they're talking to the receptionist, when they're talking to the people in the lobby, the way they walk, the way they carry themselves, the way they're dressed, the way they're
Everything.
Those are 50%. The other 50% is that during the interview, we evaluate.
Well, I love what you did not say. You didn't say it was about the resume or it was about their experience. It's about the interview process. It's about their fit and it's about how they carry themselves. Because at this point, I think you and I both would be able to see and understand people that have a servant heart. And if it's not fully polished, that's what your training is all about. And I understand that.
As long as they have that, then we can train. We can work.
Yes. There's a term that me and my team, we have come up with recently called humanality. The way that we are defining humanality, trademarked word, humanality as we described it is a way to make people feel cared for, not processed, in a world where technological things and AI and uncertainty exist. It's not service. It is empathy, it's kindness, it's gratitude, it's sympathy. It's all the things that we can do as a human being to make another person feel good. The reason why now there's so many companies that are hiring us to talk about humanality and how they can apply it. I'm curious, and a lot of companies that are asking us are worried about AI. And so their whole point is, how can we make sure that we are still human beings, treating and serving human beings as individuals and not fall into the trap of we're going to let technology handle this and this. You go to a restaurant and if you want, there's the QR code. So you might not even see anyone. I can imagine walking into certain hotels, not all hotels, and the first response is, it's not welcome, Mr. Gitibin. It is checking in, it's credit card, it's proof of identity. You go into a restaurant and sometimes, even if it's empty, the first question is, do you have a reservation? It's not, welcome to our restaurant. My name is Bart. Are you here for lunch? Right. We're excited to see you. So this element of treating people as human beings with humanality, I think is critically important. I'm curious to hear your opinion with regard to AI and technology and processing. How are you able to use it, if your company does, to be able to enhance the human experience?
You cannot replace service with AI, but you can enhance that service to have the information of the guest. For example, when our guest calls, the AI would help us to understand that immediately if they come for business, what type of car they need. If they come for leisure, what type of car they need. If family, what they need, or recognizing the phone number and having their name. And with us, it's tracking the plane. So we know exactly what time they're arriving. So before they arrive, we are waiting for them. So they never, ever have. We have a slogan that says, if the guest has to wait for us, the car is complimentary.
Wow.
We always wait for our guests. Before the guest arrives, we have to be there. We have to make sure that the seat warmer is on, the air conditioning is on. If it's summer, the seat cooler is on, the chilled bottle of water are in the car. If you have a preference on a drink, the AI is going to help us that Mr. Berkey is coming and he likes the Diet Coke with the red M&Ms. So it's already ready and we have it in the car for them. We're going to be using AI as an enhancement, but it can never change the service. We go to the hotels right now. They say, do your key in advance. So you can get the keyless entry and go check into your hotel. But that's not service. They're just renting a room.
Right. That's being processed. That's not making someone feel cared for. I'm so happy to hear your response because I agree wholeheartedly. That is so important and so critical.
If you look at the hotel business part too, we see a lot of concierges are going out of business. They're closing the concierge desk. But at the same time, you see the travel management companies and the hospitality companies are coming out of and their new business because they're providing the experience. Our guests, they want to have that experience. They want to know that if I'm going to Saint Tropez or I'm going to Monaco for F1, I'm staying at the Hotel de Paris, which room is the best room to stay at because you can have a better view of the track. Those are the experiences that the travel management company and concierge companies that provide. Even though we see a lot of concierge desks unfortunately, because of our phones do most of the which hotel, which restaurant I go to, but then there's nobody there to tell you what dish to order at the hotel. When you go there, try the chicken parmesan because it's the best in the city. But you see that travel management company and travel experiences company are growing and they're doing more because people want that experience from a travel professional.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's expertise and certain things. I talked to a gentleman the other day and he said, I asked him, he's involved with his company. It's called AEXA. They were the first one to be able to provide holographic images from Earth to the International Space Station. Well, I asked him about technology and I said, what do you say when people say AI is going to replace humans? And he said, AI is not going to replace human beings. It will, however, replace jobs of humans that don't embrace and don't learn AI because it's a tool. So it aligns exactly with what you were saying. For our guests that are listening, there's many high net worth individuals that are listening. There's executive directors, there's entrepreneurs and CEOs. There's also hospitality companies and there are travel companies. So we have a nice wide variety of listeners right now. Can you share who would be a good customer for Go Rentals? Do you need to be arriving on a private jet only? Or could you be flying commercial? If I need to travel to the airport 3 times a week and I have the funds for it, could I work with Go Rentals? Could you paint us a picture of what kind of customers would be really good for you and how our listeners can help?
We are an elite car rental company. Our focus is service and hospitality. You understand we are not for everybody. There are some guests that they don't want to talk to anybody. They want to go to get on the shuttle bus, go to the car rental terminal. They don't want to be talked to. They want to go get the key and drive away. For us, it's different. We are providing hospitality to our guests. When you arrive and when you get to our facility, when you get the key, my team member does not leave your car. They will stand next to the car until you depart. Because if you have a question, what if you want to pair your iPhone with a CarPlay and you don't know how to do that because it's a new car for you? What if you want to know some details about the car? How does the massage seat at the Mercedes-Benz S580 work? I heard there's a massage seat. How does it work? My team is there to serve you and make sure that they provide all the information from you. We are for people that time is of the essence for them. They don't want to stand in line. People who are willing to come and be greeted and be offered a 5-star service, and also with a vehicle that they cannot receive at any other car rental company. For example, Bart, our regular car at Toyota Camry that we hand-pick our Camrys. My brother is passionate about cars. So the way he orders cars, make sure, for example, our Toyota Camry has a 2-tone interior with the woodwork. Basically, when you sit into Toyota Camry, you think you're in a luxury Lexus. Our cars are different, but people don't come to us because of the car, because they come to us because of the art that we provide to them. That is the art of understanding who they are. We greet them the way they want to be greeted. For example, if they're business people, we don't waste their time in going into details with them because we know they want to get to their meeting as fast as possible. They come with the family. My team are trained to understand what their needs are. They want to go shopping, restaurants. We provide those information to them. One thing you mentioned, you say you trademark words. We mark the word concierge. It's a combination of
Ah, I love it.
our concierge. So that's our word. That if you provide that concierge level of service to them when they come in, we are concierge with knowledge of the car and making sure they're taken care of. That's why we are not for everybody. People who would love to have that service and nice quality car. Every one of the cars, they get hand detailed and sanitized.
Oh, great.
We have in our fleet, Bart, is
Mhm.
less than 15,000 miles.
I did read that under every car under 15,000 miles. And I also read that if there was a car that is requested and you don't have it, what do you do by chance? Okay, what do you do?
And we go purchase it for him.
I go buy it.
We
Yeah.
had an athlete part that he is a very famous athlete. He called us. He says, I want an orange G-Wagon. G-Wagons, the cars that we carry mostly are white, silver, gray, and black. These are the four colors that we pay extra to get those colors. But this athlete wanted the orange G-Wagon. The answer was absolutely.
Yeah.
So we went to the dealership, bought it, and we delivered it to a training facility for him. When he came out, the G-Wagon was there. One more example of hospitality for you. We had one of our guests coming to John Muir Airport, Newport Beach. He asked for a Range Rover. It was his wife's birthday. He called and told our team that we are coming in and my wife likes a Van Cleef bracelet. And I saw it that the only seller at the Van Cleef in Southwest Plaza. Can you go buy it and put it in the car and add it to my car rental bill? So my manager calls me and says, can we do that? I said, okay, the question, was it illegal? He said, no. He said, was it unethical? He said, no. He said, at Go Rentals, to answer to every legal and unethical question is yes. Now, what is the question? He's a regular guest, go purchase it and put it in the car for him. So when they arrived, the wife comes, get into the car and see this Van Cleef box in there and tell the husband that somebody left a Van Cleef box in the car. The husband says, it's for you. So how did you get it? He said, Go Rentals bought it and put it in there. So now she forgot about the husband. She started thanking us. And
Oh, no.
was, how did you know what I like? So the husband told me that, you know what? I ended up paying for it, but you guys got all the credits for
You
the
got the credit. You got the thank you note, Katie. You got the thank you note. Oh, what a story. What a story. You are also, you're saving your clients, your guests time. That's what it was. I know that there was something there. I'm not going to be able to do it. But you are helping, enabling a surprise and delight moment, which is so incredibly special. I'm looking at your website also. You're now serving 250 plus locations nationwide,
Actually, we are
right?
over 300 now.
250,000, is that correct?
Over 300 locations.
Oh, over 300 now. Congratulations, even again, over 300 locations. I wanted to share a couple of other, mm, not recommendations, but rather endorsements. You are the only elite rental car company recognized by Forbes Travel Guide. Another massive win, another differentiator. This also answers the question that I had just asked, whether you're flying private or commercial or anything in between will have the exact make and model of your requested vehicle. You'll provide either curbside at commercial airports or plane side service where possible. Another really great thing to know. So if I'm traveling commercial and I need the experience, I can work and contact Go Rentals and you can pick me up at airports. And then the other great thing that I was reading, it's that you don't need to fly to experience Go Rentals VIP service. I know you work with a lot of great hotels and resorts nationwide. You have a meet and greet program that will deliver your first choice of vehicles right to your hotel or home. There is just so many things that you and your team have built into the culture of yes, no paperwork, no wait. High touch means hand detailed, just absolutely outstanding. Now, I did ask Tiffany this question, or actually, Terry asked Tiffany this question. Why wouldn't I have heard about Go Rentals before. You do such great things and you've been around for 30 years and you're so popular and so successful. Why haven't I heard of you before? How do you respond to that?
As I mentioned to you, we don't advertise to public. And we gotta because we understand that in order to keep the same level of service, we cannot be servicing the masses. We want to make sure that our guests that they need our services, they'll be reaching out to us. One thing I always say, our guests can buy anything they want to buy. The only thing they cannot buy is time. Also, we want to bring convenience to them. We want to bring safety to them. Safety is because the car are brand new, latest model, less than 15,000 to 18,000 miles, depending on the class of the car. I will offer them the same car that they drive at home so they can be comfortable driving on the road. We guarantee make and model. If you come in, if you want a Suburban, you're going to get a Suburban. You're not going to get similar. We hold that car for you for extra 2 days. We won't be able to rent it. We hold them for you. So when you come, you have that experience. So those are the things that we do that the commercial car rental company and the legacy car rental company, they won't do because they're in the business of renting cars. We are in the business of providing experience and be part of your travel. And that's the two different businesses that we run. Sometimes I speak to our legacy friends and they said, why you're different? I said, we are not even in competition. You guys have a great business. You're a big company. But what we do is very niche market and we service the clientele and the guests that they want the level of service and the vehicle that they want.
And it's not for everybody, but the people that need, require, and are looking for this type of service will find you through referrals, through recommendations, through their friends, through their high networking groups. But then also, I got to tell you, I'm very honored that you have asked us to be able to help share your story, Kaye.
Thank you.
I know our listeners will appreciate it. I know there's the great opportunity with so many of our listeners, who they are, what they are, how they travel. They are looking for experiences, not just a rental vehicle.
Because as you probably know, Bart, after COVID, during the COVID, a lot of experiences was buying luxury goods. To mall, there was a line by Chanel store, by Louis Vuitton, Gucci store, there was a line. But now it has changed to luxury experience. Our guests, they travel for the experience. So they're not looking so much for luxury goods. They're willing to pay more and spend more money for amazing experience. Renting cars is part of that experience because it is from air to ground. When they arrive, if the ground experience is not perfect, before they get to the hotel, the whole experience is ruined. Our job is to really impress our guests and then make him obsessed with the service. We always talk about how to go from impressed to obsessed.
Impressed to obsessed. I share a term, I say, make exceptions to create exceptional experiences. So you want an orange G-Wagon, we're going to get it for you. We're going to make exceptions to create exceptional experiences. And you are creating fans with Go Rentals of clients that are obsessed with you. Congratulations, Kaye. Outstanding. I'm so proud to have this conversation, to know you. And I would encourage our listeners to go to the website, gorentals.com. Also, you have a great page on LinkedIn that I was looking at. Follow Go Rentals. Learn about the stories, learn about the experiences, learn about this group. It's exceptional. In a world that is very uncertain, where things come and go and objects come and go, you are helping to create experiences which create memories that last a lifetime. And that's what the world is all about. Thank you for doing what most people don't, Kaye. Congratulations to you, your brother, your family. Keep on doing great things. Proud to know you.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here because you are the king of hospitality yourself. You breathe hospitality and love to learn more from you. Thank you for having me today and appreciate sharing our humble experience with your viewers. I'm proud to be here.
Thank you again. Kaye Gitibin, CEO and founder of Go Rentals, gorentals.com, and learn more about the exceptional service and experience that Go Rentals is now providing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.